Hi, Music 7. I miss you all like crazy, but I hope you've had a relaxing few days, and I hope that you're able to get outside and get some fresh air. It's nice and warm today. It's not going to be that way the rest of the weekend, so enjoy it while you can. I wanted to touch base with you quickly about what Music 7 is going to look like over the next couple weeks, because I know it might be a little confusing since I sent home paper things and I also sent you information about the Google Classroom, which just about everyone has accessed so far. So I just want to clear up some things about what's due, what I expect to have done when we return, and how the other assignments will work. So each week, I'm not going to require you to have a set class time where we all meet on the Google Classroom or a Google Hangout. I'll leave that up to you. If there's a few of you that say, hey, we want help with one of these worksheets that you gave us, or hey, can you help us figure out how to access this musical? We can certainly set up a FaceTime call or a Google Hangout where I can walk you through some of those things. Or if you just want to chat because, this is kind of a crazy situation and some of you might just want to hang out together and chat and see my puppies, that's more than welcome. But otherwise, there's not going to be any set class time. But I do want you to be doing 2 journal entries per week. And what these are just going to be very simple. I'm not giving you a different prompt every single class like I do in our classroom together. Just tell me how you're using music throughout the week. So, and it doesn't matter what 2 days you choose. You could do a journal entry today and count it as one. You could do one on a weekend. I just want 2 journal entries, remember 3 to 4 sentences, and just tell me how you've been using music. Did you listen to something on your phone? Did you hear music in a movie that you watched? Are you listening to the radio? What device were you using? What instruments did you hear? Who is the singer? What were some lyrics? Do you like the song or not? Just things like that. Tell me how you're listening to music, what you're listening to, and share something with me. I'd love to be able to listen to some new stuff. I have a whole bunch of books to read if I have some time, but I want to listen to new music as well. So I'll be looking to see that when we get back. You should be doing those physically in your journal, but let's say you hear a song or you watch a movie with some music that you really like and you say, hey, I want to share this now. Just make a post in the Google Classroom and then we can all look at it together. But otherwise, physically in your journals, which you should have picked up or had delivered to you with all of your other things, 2 journals per week about how you're using music, okay? And then the worksheets that you took home. Whatever you finish, turn back into me when we get back to school. If you finish the entire packet of things I sent home to you, awesome, that's great. If you finish 2 worksheets and not the rest of them, that's okay as well. I sent a lot more things than we probably needed, but we were also supposed to be doing our musical theater unit at this point. So I didn't want to send you home with a project necessarily. So that's why you have some worksheets instead to supplement, and they're mostly review. You're welcome to use any resources you need to finish those. You can use your Chromebooks to look up information. You can use your binders if you brought your music binder home, anything like that. You can ask me questions to help you out. I brought home copies of the worksheets myself. So if you have questions and you want to turn them in, great. Basically, if you do them, you get full credit. All right. I'm not going to say, oh, you got 10 out of 12 questions wrong and grade it that way. No, if it's done, you get credit and I'll give you feedback. So do at least 1 or 2 of those worksheets in addition to your journals. But you don't have to do every single one. I know you were all sent home with lots of work and you have other classes that you're continuing to get online work for. So please don't stress out about that. Okay. The journals, or not the journals, I'm sorry, the listening journals and such, those are also part of the worksheets that I sent home, and some of those prompts were included in the packet. So a song that I should listen to is the second listening journal. I don't care what song it is, guys. If you want to, and again, you can just fill out the worksheet and then send it to me, or give it to me when we get back, or you can share it ahead of time. If your favorite song that you think I should listen to is one that we probably wouldn't listen to in school, it's okay, because I'm home right now, all right? I want to know what you're interested in listening to. And then the other one is your favorite song. Again, doesn't matter what it is. I'm not putting a PG rating on these, okay? you know, keep it reasonable, but share with me the stuff that you're interested in. As over this break, we got lots of time to share new things together. And then I sent home a Squilt assignment. If you're not sure what Squilt is, or it doesn't make sense to you when you're doing the packet, don't worry too much about that one. Do what you can with it. And we can talk more about Squilt. I'll probably post another video in a week or two about how Squilt works to help you with that one. That's for the song Bridge Over Troubled Water, okay? When it comes to watching a musical, because watching a musical with my classes is one of my favorite things that we do, even though it's not a lot of like sit down, play an instrument, learning like that, I love watching musicals with you all. So I'm going to be sending you some ways that you can access more musicals than the ones that I gave you to choose from. But if you have Netflix, the movie musical Hairspray is on there, as well as Shrek the Musical, which I know a lot of you wanted to watch. And Into the Woods, the Broadway performance, is on YouTube, and I had a link there, and it's also linked here in the Google Classroom as well. You can choose from one of those three, and I encourage you to take some time, if you have the access to one of those musicals, to watch one, okay? In your journal, or you can you can put it physically in your journal, or you can make a post in the Google Classroom, whatever you prefer. Answer the questions that I attach to that, okay? So you're going to tell me which musical you watched. You're going to tell me who wrote the music for it, who wrote the book. The difference between a book and the music is the person who wrote the dialogue versus the composer, okay? They might be the same person. When did it first premiere? What's the plot? Meaning, what's it based around? What happens? All those questions there. And you can look that stuff up. So let's say you watch Hairspray and you're not sure in the credits who wrote the book versus who wrote the music. You can absolutely Google that, okay? I don't have, Cassia asked this. She said, is there a specific day that you have to watch the musical by? Absolutely not. These musicals are anywhere from an hour and a half to some of them upwards of 3 hours. I do not expect you to sit for 3 straight hours and watch a musical and then research it. Spread it out if you want. Have a family movie night. You know, FaceTime each other and watch one of these musicals together. If you don't have Netflix, or maybe someone else needs the Chromebook for a while so you can't watch Into the Woods, you are more than welcome to choose another movie musical. So I will include Disney in that. Okay, so you can choose to watch Disney instead, whatever you have access to, but it's got to have singing and dancing in it somehow, okay? I'm also going to be sending a link probably next week. Broadway.com actually did this awesome thing. So in New York City, everything is shut down, including Broadway. They call it going dark, meaning there's no stage lights, there's no nothing. And so what Broadway.com has done is they're releasing a whole bunch of musicals to view for free. Normally Broadway musicals are like $150 a ticket. So we are going to have access to that. So I'm going to be sending you a link next week in the Google Classroom and emailing it to you all about how you can watch another musical. So if you want to watch something other than what I've listed and other than a Disney movie, I will be sending you information about how you can do that next week. It's going to open up a lot more musicals to you. If there's something that you've heard of but never seen, or you just want to watch something different over break in addition to one of these other shows, you can do that, okay? So hopefully I've cleared things up a little bit about what's due versus what's not. Music in life should not be stressful. It should be something that brings you joy. It should be something that makes you feel artistic, and it makes us feel a lot of things. But right now, that I don't want you feeling stressed about music class. So please do your journals for me, okay? I want to know how you're using music. All right? I've been using music constantly the last few days in so many different ways. The journals, yes. Worksheets, do the ones that you can, get as many as you can done. I do want you to really try to watch a musical, because that's something super easy and super relaxing and something a little bit different for you to watch than what we're probably watching every day. And then answer those questions as best you can. So I'll be touching base with you throughout each week. Check in on the Google Classroom at least a couple times a week, if not once a day, because I'll be checking in every day. I may not post every day in our Google Classroom because we don't have music every day together. But do check in, because you'll see things like that Broadway.com access to watch a musical for free. And I'll be also posting some other extra credit things. There's also some Chromebook and Chrome Lab things that are really neat that I'm going to be encouraging you to try out on those Chromebooks. So just keep an eye out for those things. There may be times where you say, hey, can I get extra credit during this time away from school? I'll throw some extra credit things your way as well if you'd like, if you do finish all those things. Hope this clears it up. I will send more videos to let you know of other updates as we go. Enjoy your weekend.